Welcome back to the Behind the Nightmare. On this episode, we're going to talk plans, building plans. I'm going to go through Nightmare on the Boulevard, Circus of Shadows, the facades. Stay tuned. This episode, plans. I wanted to change up Nightmare a little bit because we've had it the same for 3 years now, and so I think it was time for a change. And so specifically, I changed the in and the out, and the out and the in. So I wanted to change where people went in and where they came out, so that it kind of really throw a loop in a plan. It really kind of threw a loop for me too, designing. I was so used to this certain pattern that going back and going the other way really messed with my head. But I think I really like how it turned out, and I think it will help our cue lines for both Nightmare on the Boulevard and Circus of Shadows, so I'm very excited about that. But specifically, this year on Nightmare on the Boulevard, instead of staying inside, we're going inside and outside, and I'm building facades, so it looks like you actually go outside, and there's maybe a motel. I'm not saying that there will be, but maybe be a motel facade that you see, so it looks like you're actually going into a motel. So I'm very excited about that. I've done several of those, and that's the biggest change this year, is that the traffic pattern from one side to the other, and then I really wanted to give the monsters different scenarios, and so I wanted to change rooms, buildings. I want to change buildings, change atmospheres. And so that's why it was so important for me to go inside and outside and create these facades. Plus, I have a theater background, and I really wanted to do some cool painting and cool facades. So there you go. All right, well, since I went ahead and told you guys about the motel, let me show you the motel. Here is my virtual graph paper.
Nerd.
I love it. Each one of these is 4 foot, so it makes it very simple. Here's my motel. This purple dashed line right here is the facade I was telling you about. So as guests walk up there, they will see the facade of a motel and enter into a lobby area, which I'm very excited about, surprised about what you'll see in the lobby area. And then I don't know if you guys remember those pneumatic doors we had that went on their own. Gonna go back through the pneumatic doors. And I'm not showing you which ones are which. And there's also some actor areas, some secret actor passages there that aren't shown on here that I'm going to utilize. And I'm going to move this a little bit. And if you notice, I have cornfield and hay maze. Well, we're going to go back outside again. So that's a great example on this here of how we're going indoors and outdoors. One of the things that was very important to me this year was to create a midway. We've been kind of playing with that idea and creating somewhat of a midway every year. But for a festival, you really have to have a great midway. And my midway also has to have other entertainment for people that might not like haunted houses. We already had Nightmare on Wheels Escape Room, which is a bus where it's an escape room where you have to try to get out. Don't forget Nightmare on Wheels. That's a fun one. But I also decided, hey, let's do a sensory deprivation chamber. So I'm excited about that. Partnered with Twisted Family Productions, and they're designing that. And we also working on axe throwing.
Maybe the hat's not doing it for me, you guys.
I have some carnival games that I'm actually very excited about. I'm not going to tell you which ones so that you guys don't practice up, but they're kind of macabre, though. I will tell you that. I guarantee that you don't have this in your backyard. But then I wanted to create some really cool photo ops. The Nightmare Festival photo op that I've finally got done, I'm excited about. That was the first thing you'll see when you walk in, and be sure to take your picture with it. But I have other photo ops as well. I want to make sure that you capture the time. And, we want you to have fun and it to be an evening of entertainment, and put that as a core memory. And so in our Midway, we have lots of places to take photos and establish that core memory. And then we're going to have food, and we're going to have a thing called Nightmare Nachos.
Nachos!
Nightmare Nachos. We might have to do an episode on Nightmare Nachos, but pretty excited about Nightmare Nachos this year. But it's actually, the Midway will be a place to have fun, to enjoy yourself before you go into either a haunted house, one of the two haunted houses, whether you are waiting to go to the bus, whatever. You can have fun. You can have a drink. Oh, I forgot about that. That's one of the most important things. We're going to create a Night Terror Tavern. And it will be center of the exhibition hall, and we'll have nightly drink specials. You can come and have a drink. We'll have some food items as well as Nightmare Nachos, and it'll be a place where you can come and chill, get some liquid courage before you go in. And maybe even get a little bit of a scare. Maybe I won't tell you. I probably shouldn't tell you that, but it's a place where you can sit down, relax, chill. Those of you who might not like haunted houses, guess what? You can sit down and have a beer. Let your friends that do like haunted houses go to a haunted house, and then you can go do axe throwing or go into the bus or play some carnival games. Midway is going to be fun, and it's a huge part of what we're doing this year. I did redesign Nightmare on the Boulevard, but I think the biggest thing this year, besides, there's a lot of big things, but besides adding another haunt and nightmare changing, the Midway is the biggest thing. It's what you're going to see when you walk in, and I want to create this atmosphere of fun and enjoyment.
All right, hey guys, Gabe Serrano from the Clown Farm. So, like I had mentioned in the previous episode, Adam Jinx of Jinx Productions kind of asked me to help him with the haunt this year. We've had an ongoing relationship over the years, and I've just done some acting, but now I'm really diving deep into the waters. So this year, he asked me to help him, like I said, and we're building Circus of Shadows. So this is Circus of Shadows right here. What you're going to be walking into is a kind of older, vintagey type of circus. Not really decrepit, possibly in the future, but kind of more vintagey. So it's not going to be all brand new looking. It's a haunted house, so it has to be creepy. But yeah, so he gave me this task. We're trying to use everything that we're not using for Nightmare on the Boulevard, which was maybe a little bit of a challenge, but I like to step up to the plate, as you could say, and task myself with some of these challenges. This right here, that's version 2.0 of Circus of Shadows. Back to the drawing board with the Circus of Shadows haunt. Onto version 3 of the Circus of Shadows. I'm actually back in my office. I just got done creating 3 new floor plans. So, like I said, utilizing a bunch of the stuff that we used in the circus area for Nightmare on the Boulevard, we're giving our clowns their own house this year. It's not just going to be just a clown house, but there's going to be an adventure, a storyline as you go through the haunt, starting with the beginning of the circus, when if you were to step onto the property, and then working your way throughout the property and hopefully making it back out alive.
Smash that like button and subscribe to our channel.